So in this video we are going to see an explanation explaining the code that we did in Python that regards the nature of numbers. And first I'll clear this screen and take you through the whole process of how we did everything using VS Code. So in our nature of numbers, as you can see, this is our code, and it started with the import math. So this import math, this line imports Python built-in math module, which gives access to advanced mathematical functions like the square roots and other mathematical functions. So let's go to the next line that has this definition. So this defines a function. It defines a function named check even or odd, which takes one parameter number. So this is a definition of a function that checks. The definition is named check even or odd. So on the next line, if number modulus 2 is equal to 0, this line checks if the number is divisible by 2. And this modulus, the percentage, is the modulus operator which returns the remainder, as you can see. So under return string, this return string is an even number. If the number is even, this line returns a string saying so, as you can see. And the next line is if it's not even, it must be odd. So this line returns a message saying it's odd, as you can see. So as we are going, we are heading to the next definition, which says check perfect square number. This is a function to check if the number is a perfect square, as you can see. It checks if the number is a perfect square. And this, I think we can explain this. So if int square is equal to this line, this checks if the square root is a whole number by comparing it to this line checks if the square root is a whole number by comparing it to its integer version. If it's equal, then the number has a perfect square root. So the return string, this one, does not have a perfect square root. So this returns if the number has a perfect square root. This line returns the appropriate message based on whether the number is perfect square root or not. So let's go to another line. Let's go to this definition. Of course, this function finds all the factors of a given number. And this line, we start with an empty list called factors to store the results. And after that, we go to the next line, which this loop runs from 1 up to the number itself inclusive. And if the number modulus 1 is equal to 0, if the number is divisible by 1 with no remainder, then I is a factor, as you can see. So these factors append. If it's a factor, we add it to the factor list. So let's go to our main function, the definition of our main function. This is the main function where the user interaction happens. And we have our while true. This starts an infinite loop, allowing the program to keep running until the user chooses to stop, as you can see this while loop. So this try number is equal to int input. We ask the user to enter a number and convert the input to an integer. This is inside a try block in case the input is invalid. as you can see. And this expect value error, if the user entered something that's not a valid number, we show an error message and restart the loop, as you can see. Yeah. So this print will display the number the user entered. And for this print square number and print this, we call and print the result of each of the 3 functions. And now let's go to the user response. We ask the user if they want to continue, as you can see. Yeah, we ask the user if they want to continue. Strip lower. This strip lower removes any spaces and converts into lowercase. So for our if user response, yeah, if the user doesn't type Y, we thank them and break out of the loop to stop the program. Yeah. So this is all our program that does. And the last part, this is the standard Python way to run the main function only if the file is executed directly and not imported. It starts the whole program. This is the last part. Yeah, so that is the explanation of our code, and we're going to run it to see how our code actually performs. So you can see here, I'll enter an integer of 24, and it will print the number you entered is 24, and 24 is an even number. So 24 does not have a perfect square root, and the factors are also listed below. So we also try another integer, which is 496, and press enter. Sorry, you can see I was supposed to either enter yes or no, and because I entered an integer, the loop exited. So I'm going to try to rerun it to see other results. So let me type here 496, press enter. So you see here, if I press yes, and then it will prompt me to enter another integer, so I can also enter 24. And if I press no, then I'll exit out of the loops, and it will display thank you for playing. So this is our code functions. Thank you for watching.